Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Friday. Welcome to Tejano Virtual Events. This session will be on financial literacy skills for personal budgeting by SSSP's Kimberly Martinez and Sebastián Arroyos. This session will be recorded so that you may come back to it later if you need, and so others who may have missed out on today's events will be able to come and watch it. Thank you. So now, at this time, please mute your mics for the best sound experience. Otherwise, the feedback could interfere with information we will be sharing today. Without further ado, I'll pass it on to the presenter again.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. My name is Kimberly Martinez,
Hello everyone, and I'm Sebastián Arroyos.
and we hope you enjoy our presentation today. So for today, this is our agenda and the topics we're going to be covering. And now to jump in with it, what is financial literacy? So financial literacy is when individuals possess knowledge, understanding, and skills to make informed decisions about their finances. And of course, this is really important. So first off, we have budgeting, which is creating a plan for how you will manage your money, outlining your expected income within a specific timeline, either weekly, monthly, or yearly. So budgeting is extremely important, obviously, when thinking about financial literacy. These are the steps to take when thinking about budgeting. So first off is assessing your income, which is knowing how much income you're bringing in, how much money you're making, so you can have an idea of how much you could work with for your budget. Second of all is identifying your expenses. This could be from paying a rent, mortgage, your bills. So all these expenses, fall into here. And then third step would be setting financial goals. So what goals do you want to put for yourself? This could be anything from a short-term goal to a long-term financial goal. So this could be like if you would want to buy a house later on, or buy a car, this is going to create that goal for you. Then would be the creating the budget itself, um, and just looking where you could spend your money based on your priorities. Then tracking your actual spending. Of course, it always happens where we set a budget, and sometimes, unexpected events happen where we have to then put in money somewhere else where we weren't thinking about budgeting, or it was just unexpected. So just tracking what is your actual spending. And obviously at the end, make going back, whether it be a weekly budget, monthly or yearly, and making adjustments, right? So if you made more income in, say, that year or that month, then adjusting it to where, maybe you could put more into your savings account later, or maybe you have to cut back on some things, right? So this is just a little bit of a review on budgeting. Next, Sebastian is going to go into credit scores.
Hello everyone. Here we're gonna talk about as credit scores, as y'all I'm pretty sure have heard that word before, but here we're gonna talk about it even a little bit more about it. For example, a credit score is defined by definition as a way for lenders to see if one is capable to returning what they have borrowed. In case, for example, if I go, like someone buys a television that costs $200, they want to see if you're able to pay it off within a month, if you're capable. And within the credit score, there's a range also to deal with. It goes to low as 300 or even up to 800 plus. Preferably, we want to have a high. We don't want it low. For point number 3, it is best to have a high credit score because it provides proof to lenders that one is capable of repaying back the money they have borrowed. Which ties into the definition, right? The banks want to see if you're able to pay back with what you borrow, basically. Be sure to check your credit score frequently. You don't want to, if you see something suspicious, you want to call your bank. Make sure that everything that you've been paying with your credit card is truthful. Point number 5, credit scores does not increase rapidly. It does take time. However, it won't fail to make a deadline, though. Credit scores do get deducted as much as 180 points. So be careful with how much you're spending as well too. You don't want to go over your limit and think that you can pay it off within a month. Be realistic as well too. And also you can also have a little notepad to see how much you've been spending as well too, how the things that you have spent, so that you're able to pay it back within the month. And that will be like the general overall view of the credit score. But then if we move on to the next slide, this is the range I was talking about. As you guys can see, it goes up to low as 300 and even higher than 800. We always want to stay above 650. If you go lower than 650, some jobs require you to be above 650, have a good credit score. And even if you want to go, for example, like young teenager, even adult lives, if we want to move to an apartment, some owners may want to see your credit score and would like to see you be above 650 to see again if you're able to pay back, if you're able to pay back the amount it is due. And then that would be the credit score. And moving on to the next slide, it would be managing debt and avoid financial pitfalls. First point, do not spend money that you do not have. Like I was saying on the previous slide, you don't want to just keep on spending with your credit card as well too, because it also charges interest. You got to be careful with how much they interest you. Depends on the bank as well too. Avoid high interest rates. Pay your monthly statement in full and on time. You don't want to go past it, because like I mentioned, it does deduct your credit score, and it might hit you like by 30-40 points, at most 180 points. Many people suggest paying the minimum. However, try to pay more than just the minimum, or have the money, or you do have the money, just pay the whole money, pay the full amount as well too, so that you don't fall into your debt as well. One could create an emergency fund so that they do not go into debt as well too, in case there's some unfortunate cases where you lose your job, and you'll have that to fall onto as well too. And be aware of online scams, especially if it requires putting in your debit card / credit card information. It usually ties into emails, or nowadays the messages as well too. Be sure with what you're putting your information in. Do not wait. Ask for assistance with a finance advisor. It's also free in all of the banks. Just make sure that your bank also includes this type of um, I'm so sorry. Well, that they are able to find a finance advisor for you. Some banks, they do not, unfortunately. And these are some ways that people may manage themselves to avoid financial pitfalls. And that would be for the end of this slide. Moving on to part-time jobs and internships with
Yes.
Kimberly.
So you might be thinking, so a part-time job or internship, what does this have to do with financial literacy? Well, it could be really an extra source of income, or while you're in college, obviously help you with your finances. So, what are the benefits of a part-time job or internships? Well, it's a source of income to help you pay for school expenses, personal expenses, especially while in school. Um, you develop, skills. So you gain transferable skills, time management, communication, teamwork, problem solving. It helps you network. So build those connections with professionals, potential mentors in the field of interest. Of course, this is a resume enhancement, so it demonstrates, that you have experience within maybe the field you want to go into while you graduate college, or it just shows your work ethic to future employers. And it also helps you discover what you really want to do, because at the end of the day, well, it helps you, see different career paths and interests. And these part-time jobs and internships can be an extra source of income towards you, and can later help you, with your financial goals and financial planning in the future. I'm going to go into types of part-time jobs. So, of course, there's on-campus jobs, so like a library assistant, a campus tour guide, student ambassadors, or like us, academic tutors. There's off-campus jobs, right? Like retail, food service, tutoring, off-campus tutoring, freelancing. There's some online jobs, which are virtual internships, content creation, social media management, and all these could be another source of income for you. Also, some internships are paid, so that's a great, way also to get um, some extra income. And internships are a short-term work experience, usually related to a student's field of study. So, what is important about internships? So this is the bridge between classroom learning and also practical application. So of course, internships, you apply what you learn in a classroom to, real world scenarios, and industry specific challenges. Of course, you get to network, with these individuals, and really get to meet them and see if this is what you want to do in the future. Um, and sometimes an internship can lead to a full-time job offer. So this is great, when planning for your finances, because then you'll have, a full-time job set up after graduation, in some cases. So now we're going to go into savings and investing. So why is saving important? As I know Sebastian was saying, saving is, a first step towards financial security and achieving your goals. There is savings for like major purchases, whether you want to buy a house, you want to buy a car, or you have a trip that you want to go into, so traveling, and also post-graduation expenses. There is saving for an emergency fund, so building a safety net for unexpected expenses. Like I said previously, sometimes you have, those unexpected things that come up in life, and you would want to have a little savings for those unexpected instances, preferably 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. Obviously, this depends on the type of, emergency it is. But say you do unfortunately like lose your job, and you need that source of income to depend on. So, having a savings of 3 to 6 months can be really good for you. You also have long-term goals, so funding your education. If say you want to go back to school, get your master's, or you're starting school, and you're wanting to get your bachelor's or something, you could fund that. Also, like I said, putting a down payment for a home, or even just thinking about retirement. Now, investing. So when it comes to investing your money, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket. What does this mean? So you want to diversify these investments. So whether it be stocks, bonds, or real estate, um, you want to really diversify it, and not put it all, because if say you put all your money to stocks and something goes wrong with those stocks, then well, you lose all that money. But if you have different sources of investing, that money could grow. And if one doesn't go as planned, then you have another source of investment to rely on. And of course, this minimizes risk and potential increased returns. So it's always good to think about not just having a savings account, but also investing some money elsewhere. So now Sebastian will be talking about setting financial goals.
Hello, everyone. Setting financial goals. One of the main ones would be making a budget, which is easy to do, nothing too hard, even as simple as grabbing a piece of paper and also and a pen. That would be it. It's just seeing, and you can even go short by like weekly, and then daily. How much you spend daily, and then later on you can move yourself up to weekly, and then once you reach up to 4 weeks, now you do the month, and then now you have a monthly budget. You can make a monthly budget, seeing how much you have spent. That's the best one, I would say, for financial goals. Number two, having a savings account is super beneficial, and something happens, you can fall back on that as well too. Or you can also save it for, let's say, summer vacations or winter vacations. You can have that to rely on instead of your income. Instead of your income. Number three, there are main three types of financial goals: short term, medium term, and long term. Short term usually doesn't take more than a year, like a refrigerator, a stove, around those areas. Medium term, 1 to 2 years. Let's say, for example, like a car. And long term, usually it takes like, for example, a house, student loans. It would tie into long term goals. Number four, contribute to retirement accounts such as the 401k and the IRA. As well, for example, well, as a person that has been working for a long time, we want to have a joyful, peaceful time once we want to retire, right? Something we can rely on once we're no longer working, right? We want to have that fun time. And then number five, at an early age, one could start saving up for college. For example, if the person wants to go to out of state, they're gonna have to pay out of state money as well. Also, if they do not qualify for financial aid, they're gonna have to be paying out from their own pocket or even getting student loans. So you gotta be careful and know what you're going into as well too. And that would be the main financial goals one could start doing or thinking about as well too. But the main one would be the budget, which would be for the next slide. Believe, yes, it's a budget example. And if all of you guys would like to do as well too, an example of it. This is an example from a teacher here in El Paso. El Paso High School. I took all these information here specifically. Our budget goal is for $400. Oh, and also if you guys would like to do it, I'll give us like 7 minutes. If you guys want to try it as well too, to see as well how much money you guys might get left over, and if you guys want to put it in your savings account or also an emergency fund as well too. In this example, I just want to go up to I want to reach $400, right? And in this case, we see that we're able to, but let's go step by step. So income, that's the job, the teaching job, right? How much are teachers here getting? $3,646. But let's see how much the expenses and bills add up to now. The expenses and bills are differ from each other. Fixed expenses are the amount doesn't change. It usually stays the same for a good amount of time unless there's contract changes, something happens, right? For example, phone bill, I did a mistake there. I feel like I should put it in the fixed expenses. That's my apologies. But for example, bills, I did not include gas or electric bill because the example I'm making here, I found one in an apartment that included everything except water bill. So that's why I put water bill here. And the bills, it depends on how much the individual consumes, right? So I put roughly $100. And then on the other expenses, I try to be as realistic as possible. A person gets a haircut at least, I would say once a month. Going out to eat, it goes up to 100. Going, like, for example, if you go with friends, family, events, miscellaneous, that's including everything like beauty products, all that stuff. Going to the gym, depends on which one you go to as well too. The groceries, I put my what I would have thought, but then I did research, and now in today's time, as we may all know, like, it rose up the prices, so I put it up to $500 for groceries. And gas, it depends on the car, on the individual's car, right? But I put twice per month at least, so $140, and at least gave the person at least something to have, right? Netflix. So now they charge $22, and we add them all up, we get $1,033 in total in other expenses. In fixed expenses, we get $1,845, and bills, 190. So when we add them all up, this, and this, we get a total of $3,068. But now, once we subtract it from our income, we get left over $578. With that amount on top of here, our budget goal, the money I want to put in my savings, I want to put $400 in my savings account. So at the end, amount left, I still have $178 still left. But that's up to the person how what they want to do with it. But the 400, if I keep on doing this every monthly, by a year I'll have $4,800 on my savings, or depends on the person where they want to put it. And if you guys have any questions or concerns with making a monthly budget, you can also, well, you can ask me as well too. And it doesn't have to be online. You can also, like I mentioned on the previous slides, you can do it with a paper and a pencil, and that's it. And then some stuff like, for example, let's say I went overboard. Let's say my expenses and bills are larger amount than my income. Then there's some things I might have to take away. For example, I'm pretty sure I can live off. Oh, the person can live off without Netflix. Check for the miscellaneous. Start going with like the lower prices. Going out to eat, definitely start buying your own. Or go to the store like one trip and that's it. Because mostly most habits that people have is when they go to the store more than once, they usually don't they buy more than they go to. So usually just make a list, one time thing, and then that's it, because it also saves you up gas as well too, instead of just driving back and forth to the store as well too. And for example, if it's also pretty high up, the amount and expenses and bills, I can move to, or the person can move to a different apartment. Instead of paying this amount, find a lower cost apartment, a lower. And yep, and this is how one can make a monthly budget planner. But like I said, you can also start low, daily, and then move yourself to weekly and then monthly. It takes time. And well, we can wait here if you guys have if you guys are doing the monthly budget planner. We can wait here a little bit to see if you have any questions. I can answer them.
Thank you, Sebas. We'll put a 5-minute timer just so you could work on your either weekly or monthly or yearly budget. And then once that timer's up, we will move on. Thank you. Yes, we can have a link, Sebas. I don't know, to the planner file.
Oh
Um,
yes.
Sebastian has
Let
it.
me,
Sebastian will put a link to that. And if you have questions, please let us know. Great question, Crystal. So I will be putting down where you can visit us to get assistance on this planner, or you can join our virtual office too. We're with the Student Support Services Program, and I will put the links down in the chat.
There we go. My apologies. That would be the link to the planner. And it's specifically to the program Canva as well too, which is free también.
Yes, and the link I put is for our website in the EPCC page. There is a button that says Get Connected, and that's for our virtual office. We also have our online application there, and our Valle Verde campus. We're also located at Misión del Paso, Rio Grande, and Trans Mountain as well. Okay,
Oh,
so I
and
think we have a few more minutes for this budget example. Um, if anyone would like to share if they did it, feel free to raise your hand and share with us kind of your breakdown if you're comfortable sharing. If not, it's okay and we can move on.
I wanted to inform too that the template, I did crop the bottom part out. If you guys did click the link, it is different. The template, it has a recap on the bottom. I just changed it to this little table that I created. Um, it's it was just I prefer this way better than what they had. So I just did a little modification to it.
Okay, does anyone have any questions or would like to share? Please feel free to click the raise hand button. Okay, if not, we'll move on. Okay, so we have reached the end and some key takeaways from our presentation. First off, saving and investing are essential components of financial literacy. Like we stated previously, save, save, save. I know this could be tough. I know for me, sometimes it's tough. You know, you have unexpected things come up, sometimes your expenses are more, and it could be hard to save money. But just note that even in the little things you could save, say like, I don't know, sometimes like if you go to Starbucks every single day, that's like $5, you know, you could save on if you like do your coffee at home. Or if you eat out like more than twice a week, you know, sometimes you could be like, okay, no, I'm gonna reduce that, you know, to maybe once a week and then maybe once a month. And those are just small ways you can start by saving money. Also, starting early, be disciplined and diversify your investments. So like we said, the earlier you start, the better in the long run, obviously, because you have this information and now you could, you know, be better, you know. And then obviously be disciplined. So this really shows like your consistency when you're setting these financial goals. Consistency really matters, and so especially like if you're trying to save, just being consistent with the choices you make. And like I stated previously, you know, diversify those investments, whether it be, you know, investing in a property, renting it out, and then having an investment there, or, you know, putting some of your money towards stocks or bonds. Just having that different source of investment could really go a long way in the future for you. And then take control of your financial future and build a solid foundation for your success. So at the end, you know, we all want that to have that financial freedom. And I like this little dollar. If you look in the right corner, the right bottom corner where it says make money work for you, you know, because a lot of times I know money runs us, right? And so you really want to make that start making your money work for you and in your interest and for the betterment of your life. um, and I really hope you learned something new today and you could apply it to your daily lives. You know, we're no experts, we're always, you know, growing and trying to make better decisions. So I really hope that together we could, you know, put these steps into action in our lives. And thank you everyone for joining us today and listening to our presentation. If you do have any questions or concerns, please feel free to ask us. And if you could please use the raise your hand button, that would be great. Thank you so much.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Isabel, feel free to.
Hello, can you hear me?
Hi. Yes, we can hear you.
Hi, my name is Isabel. I work at Mission Del Paso Library, and this was an excellent presentation. Thank you for that. And I would
Oh,
like
thank
just to
you.
mention
Thank
that
you.
since I work in the library, that we have great books about that. I would like to recommend one for you guys. It's the title of the book is The Total Money Makeover, and
Mhm.
it's a proven plan for financial fitness by Dave Ramsey. Those are excellent books because it guides you through, a plan of how to save money. And then it worked for me, but then, I went back to spend money that I don't supposed to. So I check out the book again. And it helps you. It's very good. It helps you, it tells you what is it that you want to buy and what is it that you need to buy. So which
Yes,
is a big difference. Either you want it or you need it.
yes.
So
Thank you so much.
I got a lot of help from the book. I will recommend you guys to stop by and check one of our copies.
Thank you so much. What was the name again, just so I could put it in the chat?
It is the Total Money Makeover, a proven plan for financial fitness. And we also have one that is like a workbook. But that one I read it, and it's great. It will help you like with examples, with details on how to save money and how can, and what to do to pay your cards faster. So it has like a
Mhm.
lot of tips, and it helps a lot.
Oh, great. Thank you so much for that. I put it
No,
the
thank
title
you.
in the chat. Dave
Thank you
Ramsey
for the
is
Thank you, Isabel.
great,
presentation.
so I
Yes,
definitely
sir.
recommend that one too. No, Dave Ramsey is great. If you haven't checked out Dave Ramsey, he talks a lot about financial literacy. He has a lot of great books and even just YouTube videos. So yes, 10/10 recommend Dave Ramsey.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, Isabel.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, is there any other questions? Yes, Cynthia.
Hello, good afternoon,
Hello.
everyone.
Hello.
Uh, for those of you who do not know me, I am the manager for the Student Support Services Program. I want to commend our presenters here. I just want to chime in a bit how we were asked and why we were asked to give this presentation. With our program, we're funded by the U.S. Department of Education, and our student audience typically are students who are low income or first gen. And so it's been brought upon us to provide workshops for our students, our participants. And it's basically tips in investing their education and their life and everything, in every aspect. So that's what we do. We provide individualized assistance, group assistance, in helping empower our students in saving their money, because we can't always guarantee, especially if you move beyond your bachelor's, there isn't financial aid available. Not a whole lot of opportunity there for students in that regard. So that's why we offer them these tips to start saving now. So it's a very important skill to have. So please, if you could share this information with your family and friends, send them over to our area. We do partner with other financial institutions that provide more one-on-one and more thorough counseling for students who are struggling financially. Okay, and you have our number in case you have any questions.
Thank you so much, Cynthia.
No, thank you.
Okay, and here, oh, Sebastian was showing some resources. We also got um, from Is there any other questions?
I would like to add something as well too. I'm so sorry. The credit score. It also depends on the payment history, the current debts, credit history, and new credit applications and types of credit. So it's not just about paying back as well, but all these 5 factors as well tie into it. I just wanted to point that out there for the credit score.
All right. Well, if there is no further questions, then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up here. I'd like to take a moment to thank you all for joining us today on your Friday lunch hour, as well as I'd like to thank Kimberly Martinez and Sebastian Arroyos for presenting for us today. I thought it was excellent, and this is the last TBE of the semester, but you can bet we will be here next semester once again for the fall. So I hope you all have a wonderful weekend and enjoy your day.
Thank you.